Hello everyone and welcome to today's science video. So today we are going to be making liquid lava. So we're going to be making something that looks a little bit like a lava lamp. Maybe you'll be using red, but if you wanted to make something a bit more interesting and use different colours, that's also fine. So what you are going to need is you're going to need some vegetable oil. You are going to need a bottle that's about a third full with water. You're going to need, I've got Barocca, but any sort of fizzy tablet, so maybe an antacid or any tablet that fizzes when you put it in water. And some food colouring. I've got red food colouring because I want it to look like lava. Okay, the first thing you are going to do is you are going to put some food colouring into your water. Okay, so once you've done that, you should have some red coloured water if you've used red food colouring, or a different coloured water if you've used a different food colouring. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to add your vegetable oil even, to your water. Okay, so hopefully you'll be really careful about spilling this, because obviously food colouring will stain things, so you need to be careful if you've got it on your hands and you're touching stuff, keep an eye out for that. What you will also have to do is wait for it to settle. So as you can see at the moment, mine's still quite mixed up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for a little while until it's completely settled and all the bubbles have popped, or at least most of the bubbles have popped. So I've left it for a while and it's still a bit bubbly, so what I'm going to do is just give it a swirl and be really careful not to spill it, because obviously if you tip it over, I don't think your mum will appreciate having oil and food colouring all over the carpet. Okay, so give it a swirl. You'll be able to see the bubbles at the bottom. I don't know how well you can see on my video, but the bubbles will start lifting towards the top. So if you just keep giving it a bit of a wobble, not a big stir, you don't want it mixing up again. You just need to loosen those bubbles up a little bit. Okay. And hopefully you should start to see a really clear difference between the bottom, which is your water with your food colouring, and the top, which is oil that's a tiny bit stained with food colouring. Okay, so I'm going to try and do bigger circles now, because the top half I've got clear, but the bottom half I haven't. So I'm going to try and do slightly bigger circles without spilling oil all over my carpet. Whew. Right, so I've got most of them. So I can see that there are little bits of food colouring in there still, but mostly I've got them quite separate. Okay, so I've got quite a bit of separate. I'll shine a different light on it as well to see if I can get some good view of it. Trying to work out where to put it. There we go, centre stage. Okay, so if you can see it in similar way as I can, it is quite yellowish now, it's quite separate. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my tablet that I've lost. Here it is. Get your tablet and we're going to break it in half and we are going to add it to your solution. Now what you will notice is the bottom is where all the water is, and then the top is where the oil is. So you should have a bit of water at the bottom and you should have oil at the top. That is because water is more dense than oil. So it means that the particles are more closely packed together. And if the particles are more closely packed together, they will sink through something where the particles are more far apart. Another reason that the water stays separate from the oil is because water particles are attracted to each other and they're not attracted to oil, so they will stay in a group at the bottom. Okay, so you should have two separate layers, one of water. There we go, that might be a bit better view. One of water and one of oil. So what I've got on here, I can see it a lot more yellow than you can on the screen. I think the camera's making it a bit more red, but when you've got yours, you should see that that's quite yellow. Okay, so you get your two separate layers, and I'm not going to break, in fact I'm going to break mine in half, otherwise it won't fit. So I'm going to break my tablet in half, and what this is going to do is it's going to react with the water and it's going to produce carbon dioxide. Those bubbles will then fizz up through the water and get trapped and come through the oil, bringing some food colouring with it. Okay, so it's sunk to the bottom. Let's see if I can see it anywhere. I might not be able to because I put quite a lot of food colouring in. I think it's that corner there. And here we are, look. So these food bubbles, I'm going to put my other one in, the other half. And you should see that you've made a bit of a mini lava lamp. So all the bubbles coming through. Also on this side. Okay, if you want to try doing it differently, what you could try doing is you could do it again It'd be quite easy to separate the water and the oil, because if you pour them off they should separate anyway. You could get another bottle and maybe put some oil in first. So you put oil in first and water in after and see what happens. If you've got different coloured food colourings, you could try it with different coloured food colourings. You could also try different tablets to see which ones make the most fizz. Okay, so I've got lots of different things that you can try. So see if you can see that without the light shining on it. Yeah, so hopefully you've got yours going as well. Maybe some of you will try different colours. If you want to send us a picture of what you've done, that'd be really good. So Mr. Darby and I would love to see some pictures of ones that you make. If you made different colours, if you made the same one, different shaped bottle. Okay, there's lots of things you can do. So I hope you have a really good day and enjoy Science Week.